Welcome back here to Speed Gaming 2, and welcome into another race in the Super Metroid Randomizer 2023 League. Alongside the Hockey Towner, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and we have a race here representing Shaktool's Nightmare. We have Pixel Perfect taking on Arc, representing Catgirls. This time around, it is a Chozo randomizer with boss shuffle in the mix. And Hockey Towner, let the folks in, including myself, because I only know what boss shuffle means, how this whole Chozo thing works.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Gives me great pleasure to be here with you, Beer Burgundy. Our runners started the race, but Chozo item distribution is going to be all of the major items as well as the ammo and E-tanks you need to complete the seed are going to be on Chozo statues. So that's going to be your front of gauntlet. It's going to be your bomb Terizo, 230 missiles, to name a few locations that we'll see early in the game if our runners do find explosives. So it's going to be about checking those locations that have the Chozo statues. We're not going to see bottom of green Brinstar. We're not going to see a lot of big pink. We're just going to be seeing the areas that actually have those Chozo statues.
Okay, so the randomization of major items is a little bit more minute, and you may see a pickup or two on the way to get the appropriate ammo to take on Mother Brain. Is that a fair bet?
Yeah, more or less. So the minor distribution, like some of it is built into the Chozo statues, just the absolute bare minimum to complete the game. Anything additional to that is going to be within the normal minor item locations. But a lot of these seeds come down to whether one runner checks Croc or not, or one runner checks Shaktool per se, unless they find their suits really, really early.
We see here, a little bit of a repeat of the last race I commentated, as we have early screw attack here.
Now, that's a unique item to get this early. Very curious what our runner's going to do with that. It does look like they found regular missiles as well as supers here in Retro Bryn, so that's a really good start, but no explosives yet.
Yeah, same area, just slightly different. The last race had the screw attack up there in the ceiling where Arc currently is. This time around, it's at the construction zone opening missiles here, both in Blue Brinstar.
That's right. So that screw attack will give them ability to check old Mother Brain that could have power bombs. It might be, but it wouldn't be considered the first logical power bomb pack because it's not on a Chozo statue. So I'm curious if these runners are able to pick up an energy tank between now and the surface, whether they do make that gauntlet play this early.
First, here comes the dig, and it's a set of missiles. Pixel Perfect thought about leaving it behind, but ultimately went back to get it, and it's pretty much as dead even of a race as you can get, at least here 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes in.
Yeah, nothing too unusual yet. It really, I think it comes down to what's a Terminator, which is probably going to be nothing because it's not a Chozo statue, or if one runner decides to check on it. It really depends on what's a Bomb Terizo. But of course, early supers, at least the back half of it where the reserve tank is, Brinstar Reserve, is a Chozo statue, so that's a good play here as well.
So a number of options and choices here. Arc going to go ahead and be the first one into Bomb Terizo, and Pixel Perfect just maybe a few seconds back. And we have an energy tank.
Yeah, it's the first logical E-tank in the seed since, like we said, it's on a statue. Curious what Cutie does here. I would love to see him go up and check Gauntlet and then head down, but that might actually no, he can't because there's that power bomb. So he can get to the front, but he cannot get through the back of Gauntlet, I don't think. Chat will correct me if I'm wrong, though. They always do.
They are notorious for that.
I consider it like an IQ extension. I mean, I do not play this style of Super Metroid, but I love to commentate it. I love to watch it. So they're always good to kind of expand kind of my knowledge base on the fly.
Oh, absolutely. I am all team Varia Randomizer because when it comes to commentary, I'm kind of like Bob Euchre. I'm good on the microphone, but not at playing the actual game.
No, for sure, for sure. Well, got to carve out our own niche within this amazing speedrunning community, and Pixel Perfect and Cutie are two incredible runners of both vanilla and randomizer. But Sloters, she's saying she loves this play from Cutie. I'm not sure if I'm totally in love with it. I do feel like it comes down to what Pixel Perfect is going to find here at Brinstar Reserve. Ooh, okay. Well, that changes everything depending on what Pixel Perfect finds. Because that is the first logical, the only logical powerbomb pack. And that does mean that powerbombs could be buried somewhere in this seed in the minor locations for Pixel.
Oh no.
And I was completely wrong about not being able to get to the back of Gauntlet. So, chat, you really let me down on that one. Unless I just didn't see your response. Oh, so no. So this is a better play for Pixel. Powerbombs at early supers.
Well,
Also a couple energy tanks too, so that's good. They're definitely, or it's good to have kind of that Hell Run ammo early. Hell Run energy, I should say.
for my skill set, you lost me at Hell Run.
I mean, these runners are really incredible. They're cool as cucumbers. Got courage under fire on those hell runs. So we've seen some really tight hell runs in Randomizer League, and it really doesn't take much for these runners to be able to get through Cathedral. But it will take more than 2 energy tanks for sure. So fortunately for Catgirls, this does mean that Cutie's got a pretty decent deficit to make up on Pixel, because Pixel did not check Gauntlet and get those logical power bombs. Ooh, that's a really nice pickup.
Space jump at Spore Spawn.
I think said it the other day when I did comms. I think Space Jump, Screw Attack is like the best 1-2 combination in the game. Some would say High Jump Speed is probably better, but I mean, I'm thinking from a lower Norfair and from a Meridia standpoint, assuming these runners find the suits, I just think that it's completely unbeatable. It's completely broken.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps with movement, accessibility. There aren't too many places that you can't go with screw attack and speed jump. Speed jump, space jump. Oh my gosh.
Speed or space,
It's
either
getting
way.
early. It's getting early late here. I don't know.
Right on, right on. But no, just completely great movement items to have. I mean, you really don't need high jump anymore at this point. You would love to find speed, but you know, you don't have to look for more esoteric ways to get through these rooms. And lower Norfair is going to be an absolute breeze with those 2 items. And this is a really good play here, I think, from Pixel to be going up and checking alpha PBs. We did see in a previous race, it wasn't a crucial item, but it could have turned the tide in one runner's favor. If something like a powerful beam upgrade is at alpha PBs, or it could be something as vital as like Varia or Gravity.
It's interesting the different flag sets and how you have to have a different mindset as far as where to go and what routing to do. As we see Varia suit.
Yeah,
Wow.
You have to check it. Like in these Chozo seeds, like the item distribution is just so much narrower because there's so few Chozo statues. Yeah, you have to. You got to make
Varia
this check.
suit in alpha.
That's a great pickup this early because, I mean, you're right there. You're in Red Tower. You're heading towards Norfair. You could go see what's at Crade, and if it's anything beatable, just, get it done. Or you can make your way all the way down to Norfair and just clean house.
First, over to X-Ray because... See, now I have to think. I mean, I've played this game a few times, and more than a few times, and I've never thought, oh, well, where are the statues at? I just think, okay, where's
Right.
the item at? Where's this at? Where's that at? But yeah, there's a statue here, and it's some missiles.
For sure. So yeah, just a missile. So if Cutie decides to skip this X-ray check, this could make up a lot of time, even though Pixel's like access to X-ray was so fast because of Space Jump Screw Attack. But I am really curious to see what Arc does here.
And it wasn't until I saw the runners thing that I realized that Arc stood for a real cutie.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Now I understand how the two names are kind of used interchangeably.
For sure.
I just thought that when Eden had mentioned in the previous race, I just thought that they had a bit of an eye for a real cutie.
Well,
I don't know. I haven't seen them personally, so I can't really judge.
No, for sure.
You can almost see me flicking my cigar a la Groucho Marx as I say that.
I picked up a little bit of that inflection, a little bit of that accent that was really good. And oh my goodness. So
sweet mercy.
So that's
Gravity suit over at Spazer, just as Cutie picks up Varia's suit.
So definitely fast progression on this seed. The entire board is open to our runners here. I mean, you could do anything right now. You could literally go anywhere and do anything.
Which is, I mean, it's very bittersweet because, yes, with all those options, every decision you make, what direction you go in, could be extremely costly. So, or it could be very beneficial. The expansive options give you a lot of ways for things to go wrong and only a few to potentially go right here.
No, absolutely. Especially if you get locked in a situation where you're like traveling a huge amount of time to get to a boss that you can't yet defeat, which is why I really like this play from Pixel to be checking out Kraid now, before making that commitment to Norfair. Because if Ridley's here, or even Dragon, like, there might be a beatable boss down in Lower Norfair. Yeah, Cutie's gonna have no problem finding that gravity suit. But curious, like I said, curious to see what bosses it crit.
Cutie is going to go ahead and do the X-ray check. We saw that I believe it was just a missile at that location.
Yes, indeed. Just a missile there. And Kraid is Kraid. Okay, so this is really working out well for Shaktool's Nightmare here. I don't know how good Pixel is at the vanilla game, but I mean, Cutie is literally world class as a vanilla speedrunner of this game. So the fact that these suits are available so early, I do have to tip kind of the room by room movement, advantage to Cutie. But right now, Pixel Perfect looking really sharp in the driver's seat.
Oh, and a wave beam here behind Kraid.
It's a really interesting pickup we haven't seen. That's our first beam upgrade of the race. But not a bad one. I think wave beam is kind of underrated, especially if our runners can find charge.
And unlike the previous seed, only one charge beam to find, not 4 quarters in this case.
That's right, yeah. Dash recall is it's something. It's it's a lot of new wrinkles on an already complex game, but you love to see innovation for a nearly 30-year-old speed game.
That's right. Next year it'll be the 30-year celebration. I'm sure there'll be plenty of varying celebratory races and ceremonies and things throughout the Super Metroid and Super Metroid Randomizer communities.
No, for sure, for sure. I think they did like I think the 25th anniversary of the or might even been the 30th anniversary of like the Japanese release. And there's the massive race on you know, one of the like the what am I trying to say?
On the anniversary date?
Yeah, it was on the anniversary date exactly, but it was like a giant vanilla race of any percent had like, you know, I remember there being like 50 or 60 participants in a single race. And beam upgrades beget more beam upgrades in these seeds sometimes. So Spazer at Ice Beam. Spazer Wave is I think a really nice beam combination to have early. But Charge remaining elusive right now.
Well, that's also a fair point being made in chat. Why would I celebrate it? This game ruined my life.
Oh my goodness. You hate to hear it. You hate to hear that.
I could arguably make the same claim about Dragon Warrior Randomizer, but that's a whole nother tale for another day.
Oh my goodness. Whole different can of worms, I'm sure.
A stressful battle draws near. Command. Hey, it's the grappling beam over at High Jump Boots.
So that's definitely quick kill ability there against Dragon. But if our runners hadn't found gravity yet, that is a good Dragon escape item too. Although it is tough without high jump to do that grapple jump.
Okay, yes. For those unfamiliar, yes, it is part of the Dragon Quest series, but up until the mid-2000s, there was a trademark on the name Dragon Quest. So here in North America, it had to be called Dragon Warrior because there was a pen and paper RPG that was called Dragon Quest.
Don't you love when the legalities of various IP comes together and creates situations like that?
Oh, as a craft beer drinker, I know it all too well.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Cutie setting up for crate quick kill here. I'd be very shocked if he missed it. Just textbook, very nice missile crate quick kill. I'm gonna be picking up that wave beam. But Pixel Perfect is on fire right now. Burgundy just already to Bubble Mountain and only a few checks to make here.
And I guess just looking for particular ammo, kind of getting any of the checks that just happen to be right along the path here.
I thought that was that checking the bottom of Bubble there, that was a really heads up play just to kind of to snoop that. If it was supers, if it was power bombs. But unfortunately just regular missiles. But Cutie definitely winning like the ammo battle right now. But if Charge is right here, like here at Wave, like it's not gonna really make any difference.
But instead, it's an energy tank. At vanilla speed.
Not a terrible item, but obviously not going to make Pixel go any faster. Now that's I'm curious. Picking up that missile there, maybe thinking it's time to start narrowing the gap on ammo.
Oh yeah, unbeknownst to Pixel Perfect, Cutie already up to 55 missiles and 20 supers, as well as 15 power bombs versus 30, 15, and 5 on Perfect's side, or Pixel's side.
Yeah, that could have ramifications all the way in Torian if Ice Beam is just buried somewhere. But Cutie, oh, that's interesting. So that's a time save right there for Cutie, not picking up the grappling beam. But fortunately, Pixel finding some power bombs, bringing the total count to 10.
And that is an interesting strategy as far as picking up items and ammo and things of that nature. You have that fanfare after each one that lasts, what is it, about 8 seconds?
Yeah, I think 7 seconds per
7
fanfare.
seconds?
Yeah.
It was something like that.
I really like that. It's a gutsy play there from Cutie, just having supreme confidence in his ability to defeat Dragon without having to use the grapple kill. Not to mention the movement, like for Meridia with this item combination, like really doesn't benefit much. Especially if our runners find Dragon somewhere other than at Dragon, like they're not even gonna have to have a way, you know. Well, yeah, they will still need a Bowtune hallway item. Shoot! They gotta find ice or something. What do they need? Chad, help me out. It's been a long week. And just like that, I mean, after that gauntlet check, after Cutie was kind of mired, I mean, he's now one screen behind Pixel here. Just completely skipping speed and wave.
So, yeah, according to our tracker DJ Webb here, needing ice, speed, or to find Dragon down here in Lower Norfair.
Oh, that's right, because you could always go, you can go Cack Attack Alley backwards into Coliseum. Yeah, yeah. But that's if you defeat Dragon before going to Meridia, of course. But this is really heating up between these runners.
A slight virtual high five, and yeah, they're both going to head in the same direction here. And third time's a charm for Cutie. And out of supers for Pixel Perfect.
Oh, that's really tough.
Oh, and there's Charge Beam down at Screw Attack.
Okay, so Pixel desperately needs a super, cannot progress through Lower Norfair without one. And Cutie executing that green gate glitch to get that charge beam, holy moly. That is a massive, massive swing. And Catgirls already 1-0 after Slaughter's had that really, really nice performance against Iron Rusty. Not to take a single thing away from Rusty, I thought he played really well.
Yeah, that was just decisions, directions, and gambles not quite paying off. But that's Randomizer in a nutshell.
No, for sure, for sure. Like I said, not taking a single thing away from Pixel. I thought his checks were really good. Cutie got punished at the beginning with Gauntlet, but then Pixel got punished with Wave Speed being nothing but energy. And Cutie just like, you know what? I'm pulling out all the stops. Like, this is the playoffs. And just playing with a lot of confidence. I really respect it. Unfortunately, Pixel does have 2 supers. There's some really lucky drops.
That's why I didn't compete in this, because I'd feel like former NFL head coach Jim Mora. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Yeah.
I just hope I can win a game.
I just want to win another game. I mean, precisely. Precisely. I mean, we've seen, whether in vanilla or in randomizer, like not having a super down here, it could cost a runner like 5 minutes plus, because you have to have it to get into that Metal Pirates room. But fortunately, everything working out for our runners here. Although I feel like, despite having that grapple beam, Pixel's going to have kind of a protracted farm session pre-Ridley, if, you know, regardless of what boss is behind the door. To answer chat, Charge was at Screw Attack.
And that seems to be, since you're a hockey towner, you might have a little appreciation for this. That might be the TSN turning point of this seed.
It very well could be. It very well could be. Oh, Cutie got the bugs a little desync there on this farm session, and no grapple beam, but that grapple beam skip was kind of the harbinger of things to come for Cutie. I mean, that's just in item skips. That was 21 seconds of skip. Oh, and it is Dragon.
Ridley is Dragon.
So that's very interesting for Pixel, for both of them to be in this room. It's going to be, I think, a faster fight for Pixel here. But Cutie with X Factor ability, the special beam combo here. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, chat pointing out that this is full go mode for Cutie. It's a really tough Mother Brain 2 fight with Charge Wave, even with 20 supers on tap. But Cutie having a really nice time with this fight. Oh my goodness gracious! I'm eating my words here, Burgundy.
Pixel went for the quick grapple grab and wasn't quite able to do it. Had to get swung around a bit, and now will be just a little bit behind and taking out Dragon and
Oh my
Speed Booster
God.
behind here. So both are going to pick Speed Booster up in a matter of moments here, just around the 25-minute mark of this race.
This is incredible. I was gonna say, like, forget your ice beam. No need to do, kind of an ice clip. But they just beat Dragon. They don't even need to do that. They can always go around. But this is just, the cards are definitely falling in a real Cutie's favor here, and I think he's just gonna grab command of this race.
Yeah, both taking a page out of Top Gun now. They feel the need for speed.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, it kind of sucks not having high jump, but space jump assuages some of that. It just makes the movement a little bit goofy. But now you're gonna see stuff like that. We're gonna see, you'll see through the Wasteland Mock Ball, you're gonna see Shine Sparking, you're gonna see all sorts of tricks, as well as a very, very fast escape when our runners are ready to complete the seed. Yeah, chat pointing out too, Burgundy, that in order for Pixel to kind of draw even with Cutie, he'd have to go all the way back to GT, like to screw attack, and that's just
that's a bit of an ask.
Yeah, you got to do reverse amphitheater through the acid or the lava, whatever you want to call it, and just no, that charge beam is getting orphaned. I agree with Chad here. Definitely Cutie's race to lose. That's going to put the Catgirls in a really commanding position going up 2-0 on Shaktool's Nightmare. But still, I believe it's Sephi and Junie representing the Gravity Suit runners. And that game mode is absolutely bonkers, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, bonkers would certainly apply. You're right about that. So Cutie already up and out of lower Norfair.
I think from a routing perspective, like, I'm gonna have to ask Chad here, but I feel like it might make more sense. Oh, no, you have to go Meridia here. You just absolutely have to do Meridia. Do Meridia, take the shoot up, and then cross over. And just save wreck ship for last, regardless of what boss is there.
All right, Pixel continuing the last bit of the lower Norfair escape. Meanwhile, Cutie up in the elevator and is now looking poised to head into Meridia.
Already had the 2 broken, so definitely a little time save there. But Chad also pointing out, Burgundy, like that missile skip from Pixel. Pixel is not going to find charge. And we know that. I don't think Pixel knows that. But finding supers here right before Norfair Reserve is a huge, huge benefit. But in order to complete this seed, like, Pixel's going to need a lot of ammo. Oh, double supers plus a regular missile, so that's about as good of a Norfair Reserve as you could find.
But is going to leave the missiles behind.
That's very curious. So confident.
Pixel Perfect's just super hunting here at this point.
Could be. Could be. Little D Factor opener there from Cutie. Double X Factor. Incredible. You will not see a better Botoon fight than what Cutie just did.
That looked even swifter than the microwave.
Yeah, that was absolutely mental. I just love to see stuff like that.
Last time I saw an X Factor that good, Sean Waltman was competing in the WWF.
Oh my gosh. What a reference. I love
And if
it.
you're not down with that, no, I can't use that here.
Yeah, family-friendly channel for sure. For sure. But it's either going to be Fantune or Ridley here behind Dragon. And either way, with 12 power bombs on tap. And so it is Fantune. Interesting.
Yeah. Our tracker DJ Webb noting that it's kind of funny as yesterday was the anniversary of the changeover from WWF to WWE.
Was that right? When the Wildlife Fund finally won their lawsuit
Or settled or whatever the case
or
was.
something, yeah.
That was, I'm going to feel old saying this, but it was 21 years ago yesterday.
That's wild.
That the World Wrestling Federation became World Wrestling Entertainment, and their slogan as far as eliminating the word federation was "Get the F out."
Oh my gosh, classic. So this should be a pretty really nice, pretty decent air Doppler there from Cutie. Pixel is checking Shaktool, so this is unfortunately going to be another pretty big time suck here. But really nice.
Is there anything that could be here that would be beneficial to Pixel in Shaktool here?
The only thing I can think of is ice, but that's not going to be enough to make up this deficit. Ice will give, a much faster
Torian.
Yeah. Good, much easier Zeb skip, but I mean, speed Zeb skip is certainly within Cutie's Cutie's ability.
And yeah, to provide some clarification to chat, yeah, the World Wildlife Fund for Nature had a long-standing agreement with the World Wrestling Federation over the acronym WWF, and when the wrestling company had grown in massive popularity in the late 90s and early 2000s, the wrestling organization kind of breached the agreement in a few different ways, primarily internationally. And that was what led to the lawsuit filed by the wildlife organization over the use of the acronym. And that settlement led to the change in May of 2002.
For sure. So pretty big punish there at Shaktool for Pixel Perfect, unfortunately. Just a logical E-tank there. Very tough situation to be in. 30-30 on ammo. And like we said, Orphan Charge Beam. Very tough situation. But all Cutie has to do now is defeat Ridley. And with all these power bombs on tap, we're going to see a lot of X Factors landed. Ooh! Really nice mock ball there out of Meridia, too.
Wow. The next time I do a left mock ball will be my first.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that's called the foosball. It's been a while. Shoutouts to Foosda, though. We gotta grab those supers at Plasma. Gotta have them. And this is just really working out for Cutie, grabbing supers at Moat, bringing the count up to 25. That is wild. The thing's definitely going in the Catgirls' favor on this seed. I gotta say, Bernie, it's so strange to see the wrecked ship fully powered up. That's the beauty of Boss Shuffle, though.
You know, I hadn't even thought of that, but yeah, because Fantoon's defeated, and oh boy. For those wondering in chat, yeah, Charge Beam was down at Screw Attack.
I believe that Pixel went for it, Burgundy, but I think he just ran out of supers.
Correct.
Yeah,
I
that's
think there were
tough.
only maybe 4 super missiles that Pixel Perfect had at the time, and a lot like my Phillies the last few days, went 0 for 4 and ended up having to continue through Lower Norfair without getting that check out of the way.
Very tough. Cutie definitely sticking with this Ridley fight, looking razor sharp. Wow. Cutie's on one right now, Burgundy. Playing with just immense confidence.
Yeah, definitely just feeling it at this point here.
Yeah, despite the wreck ship being completely lit up, there's absolutely no need to make any checks. Cutie is in firm go mode. And like we said, like Pixel hasn't played poorly. Like it just really came down to that charge beam location, and Cutie had some really aggressive skips. That's what definitely turned the tide.
Yeah, that was the major difference here. Just having that charge beam has made such a difference, and it being in such the out of the way location that it was.
For sure. Really nice Fantoon fight though from Pixel Perfect. A little
Oh, that
ship
was
refill
fantastic.
for Cutie. Chat wondering if Cutie's going to take a safety save before Mother Brain. I think absolutely. I think absolutely you take a safety here. Because, I mean, you know, if you're Cutie, you know what you've skipped, you know what you have, and really the only things that could make your opponent faster than you right now are Ice Beam and Plasma. Those are really the only things. So if you assume that your opponent has Charge, Wave, Varia, Gravity, Speed Booster, Space Jump, Screw Attack, then, you know, the only thing that could put them ahead is a faster beam combination and Ice Beam. So I am curious. I'm curious to see what Cutie decides to do.
I mean, this just boggles my mind. 37 minutes in and already in Torian. I mean, if this were me, I might have beaten Kraid by now, and that's about it.
I feel that one for sure.
So now heading through the aqueduct and on out of here is Pixel Perfect.
Yeah, just the wreck ship to go. These Metroid rooms definitely a lot slower, unfortunately, with just power bombs.
Also, just 3 E-tanks. That's bold.
Yeah, it sure is, but like we've said, Cutie is one of the greatest any percent runners of all time. Very comfortable with only 3 tanks in this situation. But I think I would. I think I would still take the safety save though.
I'm barely comfortable with 3 reserve tanks, let alone just 3 energy tanks.
I feel that for sure. I definitely like to 6 tank it.
Wow, Pixel Perfect just flying through the air with the greatest of ease to get across into entering wrecked ship. Meanwhile, we have the first of our baby cutscenes here. So charge, wave, 25 supers, 55 missiles.
Yeah, a ton of ammo at Cutie's disposal here. You should be able to save those supers for the Mother Brain 2 fight. Because yeah, I think Charge Wave, that is not very high damage output whatsoever. And look at that. Last locationing Ice Beam is pixel perfect at the wreck ship E-Tank.
A bit of a consolation prize, you would say.
Oh yeah, no question about it. No question about it. Grand prize is the trip to the Bahamas, but you know, as a nice parting gift, we do have this Ice Beam. And look, Cutie just, oh my gosh. Just a disgusting display of talent and skill.
Oh, wow.
The first try, speed Zeb skip, come on. Come on. Oh, it's too good. So yeah, as predicted, Cutie just preserving those 23 supers. And Pixel just really trying to find Charge Beam or something, more ammo.
So wait, if the Ice Beam was the consolation prize, would that be Ice-A-Roni?
Yes. Yes, it would. The Planet Zebus treat, after all.
Big flavor side dish that's so quick, so easy. Saute and simmer to flavor perfection. Ice-A-Roni, the Planet Zebus treat. There we go.
It's phenomenal.
Save that for your memes.
Yeah. It's definitely going down in the annals of Super Metroid speedrunning lore and history. But a little Ridley fight here. 40 supers on tap for Pixel should be no sweat. And Cutie exhausted all of his ammunition, so this is going to be a somewhat protracted fight with this wave beam. But I think yeah, Cutie's already into the catch-up phase, so not many shots left. And behind Ridley, the normal bomb.
Heck of a place for that.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say that Cutie's living a little dangerously here, but with 40 energy separating kind of completion and reset here, very interesting situation to be in.
Yeah, I would say the Cutie's living on the edge, but that would mean he's taking up too much space, and there we go.
Perfect. What a seed from Cutie. I knew it was fast progression when those two suits appeared in 10 minutes, but to then finish the rest of this seed like sub 50 is just inspired play.
Yeah, this is just wild.
Yeah, Pixel hungry to find this charge beam, so just the full clear here of wrecked ship. Even checking sky missiles, hoping for some supers here. Oh, punish with power bombs.
Meanwhile, taking a look at some of the other action coming up here, it looks like scheduled for Starting in about another minute or two over on Speed Gaming 5, we have another Randomizer League matchup. It's going to be Ace Zero versus Fringo Fox. That one should certainly be a goodie. And that is a gravity full countdown and full area boss shuffle in that one. And then later today, right here on Speed Gaming 2, 4:10 p.m. Eastern, 3 hours from now, we have Wondrous Wave Enjoyers against Cutie's Coaches. That would be Smellin versus FLJ. And that's going to be a dash recall as well with Varia in the mix. And then we also have a nightcap here 7 hours from now. That is going to be also here on Speed Gaming 2. Lumian Jones versus Nevdi, representing respectively the Clippers and Vile Plume.
That should be a wild matchup. Both Lomian and Nevdi are very aggressive Rando players. So Plasma Beam, not what Pixel wanted to find here at the wreck ship at the kind of the gravity missile location, but Cutie's on the escape, so barring any sort of unforeseen catastrophe, Catgirls are going to go up to a commanding 2-0 lead. Yeah, our illustrious tracker D-Web pointing out Cutie is so good at short charges. Cutie was short charging in the Mother Brain 2 boss room. Like, that's... come on. Very nice Behemoth Spark there from Cutie up the reverse fall, aka the climb into Parlor and Burgundy. The only thing between Cutie and victory now is Steam RNG and a single door transition.
And if it wasn't a race, maybe the animals.
Yeah, just maybe. Just maybe. But that is going to do it. A real cutie of the Catgirls finishing with an official race time of 46 minutes and 38 seconds. GG's to Cutie. Holy moly. And we do have a forfeit from Pixel Perfect of Shaktool's Nightmare. And we'll see if they'll both join us for an interview.
You know, we see the super missiles, and yeah, that's kind of enough there. Realizing maybe, without the charge beam, not exactly ideal. 30, 45, and 15. And it's just that thought of, wow, where is that charge beam? But yeah, we know that it was little out of the way and not something easily found.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So our runners are in the green room waiting for the go-ahead to come join us for an interview. And wow, look at that. High jump boots at 230 missiles. My goodness.
So it's like a lot of the side dishes without the main course here.
Yep. You cannot live on appetizers and sides. You got to get an entree. And that entree was the charge beam. We are now joined by today's winner, a real cutie, and today's runner-up, Pixel Perfect. GG's to both of you.
GG's.
Yep, GG's.
I was just saying to Cutie in the waiting room that that's an insane finish time. Like 46 is absolutely. I don't think I would have even been able to compete with that had I even gotten charged. Just because I think my fastest Chozo time is a 48 period, so that's already ahead of my PB. So, and I mean, Cutie's top 10, top 5, top 10 runner. So like, there's not really a lot of competition. I knew it was going to be a hard race, but man, that's hard pressed.
Yeah, the seed ended up working out nicely. I kind of felt bad about finding Kraid at Kraid because I did a couple practice ones of these. I raced Eddie in a practice one, and I basically skipped a bunch of minors in Pink Bryn, and like he did Gauntlet, had 30 supers heading to the Upper Norfair elevator, so we went right and did Kraid, found Ridley there, so then you didn't have to waste a bunch of time farming before the Ridley room and like, you know, all this stuff. And it was like, okay, so I should pick up all the miners I can early on. So I had barely enough ammo to do Ridley if it showed up at the Kraid spot, so I felt pretty good. And then when Kraid showed up, I was like, ah, shoot.
the biggest thing is like hard committing the charge, and I wish I had gotten the Green Gate glitch down in Lower Norfair. If I had gotten that, I probably would have at least sub-houred it, but just not getting that was just the absolute nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, like when stuff like that happens, because I think we were pretty close going there. I'd like done Gauntlet and had a bit of a slower early game, because I was like checking back the restream real quick after I finished. And then I think you'd done like wave and speed and stuff, and I had not checked that. I just went straight to Lower Norfair. I like checked high jump, went straight to Lower Norfair.
I like mentally psyched myself out with going to Lower Norfair only because I didn't have 30 supers going down yet. And so the thing was like, if I didn't have the ammo count period, and I didn't have charge. I'm like, if I don't find charge, it's screw, then it's done if it's Ridley. And at that point it was a 1 in 3 chance. And I'm like, you know, knowing my luck, it will be. And so it was just one of those things. And I played a seed last night just for practice and ended up dying to Ridley after doing a 2-tank fight. And I'm like, if that happens again, I can't risk it, sort of thing. But
yeah, and that's also partly why like my Ridley fight would have been slow, but I could have done Ridley if it were at Kraid with 15 power bombs, because I went to Gauntlet with just screw, and I was planning on just like resetting it if it was nothing worthwhile. Because that's pretty quick. Ended up being power bombs there, so I was able to get through the back, and I got like a super and a missile there.
Nice.
Which helped. So I like came down Red Brinstar with 20 supers. I even checked like beta peebs to like try and net a super there to even be more comfortable for like Ridley ammo. But I was like basically in the situation where it's like I'm probably gonna have to power bomb Ridley 10 times, but I could do it. So I just like, let's just go straight to Lower Norfair. I'll probably find a super there, at least with all the checks that I can do. And then if not, we just do Ridley, and then because I think if you find both suits real quick in like Green Bryn, I think if you can have the ammo to rush Ridley, it's really nice, because you can oftentimes like skip speed and wave, which can be wave not so much, but like speed can be really slow without speed booster to check, because it's, you know, like you got to do Bat Cave in, you got to run 10 seconds down there. Right? If it's not speed booster, run 10 seconds back, 11 seconds back, and then do Bat Cave again. It's like, you know, a 30-second check. You do get the minor, but it can be pretty slow.
Yep. Yeah, there was nothing I could have done. It was just one of those things where I didn't want to have to keep resetting. Like I said, I only had 4 supers at the Green Gate. So it was one of those things where I just, you know, if I keep missing those 4, sometimes I get it first try, sometimes I'll get it on the 12th try, and it's like, how many resets am I going to commit to what could potentially be an R tank or an E tank or something like that? So it was just one of those process of eliminations. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And
I would have done the same thing. Like if I missed Green Gate glitch there, I went to save. That'd have been like, oh, I hope I get it. If I don't, then you know what? Hope it's not charged. Like I'd have done the exact same thing.
After I full cleared wrecked ship, and I checked Gauntlet, I was like, okay, it's either at Waterway, which it wasn't, and I'm like, there's no shot it's actually at Croc. And as I'm going down the elevator for Upper Norfair, I'm like, no shot it's at Screw. That's when it dawned on me. I was like, no, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if it's down there, I'm done. Like it's.
Yeah.
I think at that point you had already got done, so it was more of a, I'm just gonna, you know, just run it out. But at the 53-minute mark, I was like, nah, there's no, I still don't have it.
Yeah.
There's no point at this point.
Yeah. At first, I kind of didn't, because like Croc without charge is like pretty easy, but actually in Chozo, if you have any chance of like soft locking for not having charge, it is not in logic. Charge beam can't be there. So like charge beam can't be behind Croc. And then if Dragon boss is vanilla, it can't be behind that, because you would have to get through Batun, which you could potentially soft lock. So like behind Batun can't have charge, basically. unless Dragon is a different boss and you like skip Bottoon. And then like behind Ridley can't have it, and then behind Croc can't have it, which is really nice because leaving Norfair, it's without charge. It's like, well, I don't have to even think about checking Croc. It's really nice.
Well, yeah, to be honest with you, I probably didn't know those logic things. My brain just goes, haha, Chozo statue, go! And then
Oh no, exactly. It took me a couple races of like making really bad mistakes like that to be like, oh yeah, okay, so that's the logic. And once you figure that out, it's really nice because I don't like going to Croc even in Major Minor, and in Chozo Croc is even worse.
I feel that. Oh man, good race though. I love watching your movement, dude. So like watching you just like go do things, I'm like, oh, I need to get to that point. But
oh no, you move quite well yourself. We were neck and neck at the green gate. Some different checks were done, but it was pretty close there.
That's wild. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Also, I regretted not picking up either of the high jump E-tanks because I was like, 3 E-tanks, like I'm perfectly fine with that. I have screw attack. I was thinking I was going to do an ammo hunt at that point. I was like, I'll probably find another and I'll just pick it up then. I'm full health right now. I don't need the refill. There'll be a more convenient one later probably. And I'm going down. I'm in Turian with 3 E-tanks. I'm just like, I don't have Ice Beam to freeze the Rinkas, so that's extra damage.
Oh,
I
man.
only have Wave Beam. I was like, this is a little spooky. I don't have the items I'm used to. I'm gonna take more damage, so I saved, and I'm just like, oh god, I hope I don't die. That would be so embarrassing.
So you did the starter 3 Zeb skip?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah, Ice was at Wreck Ship E.
Yeah.
And so it was just it was nice that it was there, but it wasn't the item I was looking for. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I think committing to ammo pretty early is like, I don't know. I think from what I've seen of like watching Eddie and Zeb race a bunch too, because I've like watched them race a bunch too when they do practice races of this mode, is like basically if they can get to Ridley, boss room, they'll do it, and then like if they don't have charge coming out of Lower Norfair, it's just like I'm doing ammo at that point because they pick up most of the minor items early.
I was just hoping that I would find 60 supers, like at that point, because I had speed.
Supers were so barren. I checked so many minors in the early. I checked beta power bombs, everything. I was 55-20. And it's
I got to 45
Louise.
by the time I went down to Croc, and I'm like, there's no shot I'm finding 3 more super packs. It's just not happening.
Yeah, they seem pretty sparse. They're probably in some locations that are just nowhere near Chozo statues, that's the other weird part about this mode is like they're really isolated parts of the map compared to like Major Minor, where like if like all your supers are there, it's just like, geez Louise, I should have just looked for charge.
Oh man. Well, GG.
GG. It was a nice race.
It was.
Yeah, Pixel Cutie gave us a sensational race. Very entertaining start to finish. A lot of ups and downs. And wishing Junie as well as Sephi best of luck in their next the next matchup. Catgirls are going to be going for the clean sweep, but Junie an absolutely formidable opponent. So we'll see how this one shakes out.
It's going to be a good match.
I'm looking forward to it.
For sure.
Well, if you're on Burgundy and D-Web, any closing remarks? Or Pixel Perfect or Cutie?
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for comms and tracks. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It'll certainly be a fun one, and we're looking forward to more. I guess we'll be heading over to Speed Gaming 5, where we have another one of these coming your way. And there's still a bunch more here on Speed Gaming 2 later tonight, 4:10 p.m. and 8:10 p.m. Eastern, respectively. So lots of Super Metroid Randomizer coming your way here on this Kentucky Derby Saturday.
For sure, for sure. So that'll do it for us here at Speed Gaming 2. This has been the Hockey Towner with Fear on Burgundy, Shaktool's Nightmare versus Catgirls, Super Metroid Item Randomizer League, playoff action, and a very, very special shout out to D-Web for the tracking responsibilities, as well as all the volunteers and organizers over at Speed Gaming. So for everybody watching, thank you so very much for tuning in this Saturday afternoon. and wishing you all a great rest of your day and a better tomorrow.